Preparing your backpack for a trip is a balance between making sure you have everything you need and making sure you don't have anything you don't need. That can be somewhat stressful under the best of conditions, but this morning we had to get up and pack up our camp, get our backpacks all ready for a 6-day hike, then head into town where we had only a vague idea of how we were going to navigate getting to the bus terminal where we had tickets for a hard deadline of 8:30. Our ultimate goal was to get to the Aspen Highlands from the campground, but the parking there is incredibly expensive. So instead, we went to the Buttermilk Resort area where there was a public parking lot that we could leave our vehicle in for a much lower price. We found out when we got there that we had to download an app using the local Wi-Fi and then use that app to pay for the parking. We did so just in time to catch the bus. This bus took us all the way back into Aspen, where we had got a different bus that then took us back to the Aspen Highlands. We made it, but it was quite stressful. Last wait. Next up, hiking time. And this is where we start. Yeah, we are ready.
Do not drink the water directly from the creek or out of any stream you may come across.
We finally reached the Maroon Bells. It was a strange experience coming back 25 years after my wife and I did our backpacking trip here. As I recalled, this was just a little parking lot and then some dirt trails down to the lake. Now we had benches and water fountains and paved trails, everything gone uptown. But nothing had changed with the Maroon Bells. They were still as beautiful as ever, and I was so excited to be back here to take on the trip that I dreamed about for the last 25 years. It was finally here. Well, even the lighting is good for us.
Yes, for the camera.
I hope I did it.
Now you have to admit, this is a scenic start. Doesn't get too much better than this.
It ends the 24th, right?
Yeah.
Point of entry, trailhead, Maroon trailhead.
From Maroon Lake almost all the way to Crater Lake, it's just a steep, steady climb. A very brutal introduction to the four-pass loop. I was expecting this to be a very difficult part of the hike, but for some reason, I just had boundless energy. Perhaps it was all the practice hiking I did to get ready, or maybe the 2 previous trips I'd already taken in the preceding month, or maybe I was just really excited to be here, but for some reason, it just didn't seem like it was that difficult at all. I was just completely enjoying myself and taking in all the beauty around me.
We're enjoying this little view.
These 2 gals, it turns out, were also doing the four-pass loop, but going the opposite direction. Remember them. We passed them again on the other side of the loop.
Are we in a photo or something?
Now we're getting some video.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
He'll do it all the way along, don't worry.
Thank you.
Hey, this rock looks strangely familiar, like I've seen it a long, long time ago.
Ah, shady here.
That was cinema photography. Oh, I see.
Well, pretty enough for you?
Always is.
We're almost to Crater Lake now. This is the point in the hike where you finally get to the top of the long, long uphill. It's a bit of a relief, and not only that, you are given a beautiful view of the Maroon Bells, now much closer and more personal than they were. It's a wonderful place to take a break. Just like it was 25 years ago.
Thank you. That would be fun.
I may have to take a picture.
Oh, that is pretty. That little back.
This is the point in the hike where you have to decide which way you're going to go around the loop. If you take the right trail, you'll be headed up a very steep incline going counterclockwise. If you take a left, you head towards Crater Lake and a much longer but gentler uphill slope. We obviously chose that.
Ruining the view, see?
No, you're not. You are the view. Crater Lake brings back a lot of memories. When I came up here 25 years ago, my wife and I just went around the lake and then up to the base of the mountains where the tree line comes down to the ground. There we camped for the evening, went and saw a waterfall, and then came back down. And that was the end of our hike. From this point on, I was breaking new ground, so I was excited to see some scenery I hadn't ever been to before. Well, as you can see, we have reached Crater Lake, and it is a beautiful day. It's a wonderful hike. I'm feeling good. So far this has turned out to be quite an amazing hike. Really, really enjoying it. After leaving Crater Lake, the terrain started to change, going through vegetation, then rock fields, various streams and valleys, but always uphill. Not as steep of an uphill as we'd experienced at the beginning, but just a steady, never-ending up, 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 and we had a long way to go. The rock fields give you a clear view down the valley, and it was fun to see how far we'd come. Crater Lake was now way off in the distance. Mile after mile of steady uphill will eventually wear on you. Even my initial boundless energy was starting to give in. We're going to take a little break here. Take your packs off, sit down, hang out.
Packs off. I do have one on. Lunch here, you said?
Well, we could do lunch. I'm not that hungry. We may have been getting tired, but that didn't keep us from enjoying all the beautiful scenery that surrounded us everywhere we went. This was an absolutely gorgeous valley on both sides, all the way up. We finally came to what is the main waterway flowing down the valley, and the trail crossed to the other side, so we had to find a way across too. Dave's just getting his feet all wet.
At least you found a level spot. I'll still stumble. I told Steve I was going to trademark that stairway to heaven. We just walked through there.
By this time we were starting to feel a little hungry, so we started looking for a good lunch spot. Even in the cool mountains, this afternoon was starting to feel a little hot, so we were looking for some shade where we could not only get some rest, but some comfort from the heat. Looking far down the valley, Crater Lake was now just but a distant memory. My boundless energy that I started the day with was gone. I was now at the point of putting one step in front of the other. But the pass and our campsite right below it was right up ahead. A little grove of trees on a little hilltop with a great view down the valley gave us everything we wanted for a wonderful campsite. After recovering for a bit, we set up our camp, enjoyed exploring the area around us for a bit, finally made our dinner, then relaxed and just took in all the beauty around us as we enjoyed a beautiful evening. It was going to be a tough night as we were camping at 12,000 feet and we weren't quite acclimated to the altitude yet. We finally settled down for the night in the shadow of the pass we were going to have to deal with in the morning, the first of 4 12,500 foot passes we would take on this trip.